Welcome into another video, and today we are going to be breaking down the firing of two-time head coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski. Probably a bittersweet day in Cleveland. Overall, I wonder how they're feeling about it. I'm sure there's some fans that are happy to kind of maybe move in a different direction. I'm sure there's some fans that said, hey, this guy's won 2 Coach of the Years, led us to the playoffs a couple times, something this franchise does not do often. What are we doing? Overall, I feel like probably best to just part ways. Stefanski's already getting gauges, already getting offers from other teams, at least interview offers from other teams. He's going to be potentially right back on the market, and I think he should be. He's probably the best candidate on the market right now. I think there's a few other names that you could throw in the mix there, but I mean, this is 2-time Coach of the Year. I'm surprised they didn't maybe, intrigue some trade offers for him, but probably best to just part ways overall in general. Overall, the Cleveland Browns have definitely been one of the most polarizing teams in football this year, with the spectacle of Dillon Gabriel versus Shedeur Sanders, a 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick, battling it out in camp. Who should be starting, who should not be starting, and just the media and everything with the personality that comes with Shedeur Sanders. We knew it was going to be this way. My opinion, Shedeur Sanders probably should have been starting from day one. I think the play has proven that. I'm not saying his play has overall been great. He looks like a 2nd-round pick out there. He doesn't look like a 1st-round pick. Coming into the draft, I thought he was worth like a late 1st, early 2nd-round pick. I thought he was honestly going to go higher just because teams do that with quarterbacks, but ends up slipping to the 5th. Just a media nightmare. They show the draft room video. Nobody looks happy. I don't know what the hell was going on there. But then you also have Myles Garrett getting the sack record and them just not being able to win enough games. And I feel like overall, despite how, promising the future of their roster looks, it's best to just go in a different direction. Andrew Berry stays, which I was a little bit shocked by that, but he does have some success with drafting. But I feel like with just the quarterback spectacle, like Stefanski got the short end of the stick. You go out there and you pay all this money to Deshaun Watson. He sucks, but you can tell that other quarterbacks are able to get more out of his offense than Deshaun Watson was. You get rid of Baker Mayfield. You don't really let him truly go out there and draft his own guy, like a 1st-round top pick guy. You don't let him go out there and do that. So he never really had the opportunity to do that. He came into a situation where he was going to have to, fix Baker Mayfield, and it kind of looked like it was working. And then they decided to move on to go get Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson was an absolute nightmare. And then now you have this spectacle of Shedeur Sanders versus Dillon Gabriel, and overall, I figured it would be a house cleaning situation. Like, this quarterback situation has just been an absolute nightmare. Nobody's been able to figure it out. Barry hasn't landed on anybody yet, and it's been all these years. Stefanski hasn't landed on anybody yet, hasn't been able to get the best out of anybody yet, and it's been all these years. And here we are. I'm interested to see the storylines that kind of come of this one over the next few weeks. Maybe Barry and Stefanski weren't saying eye to eye. Why was Gabriel selected ahead of Shedeur Sanders? Why was Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders selected? I'm sure we can maybe, as time goes on, get a little tell on those stories. Overall, though, I can understand why Barry was kept around as well. Boom, Harold Fannin. Dog. I really like Dylan Sampson. I think he's a stud. You got a lot out of your other rookie running back in Quinshon Judkins. He was looking like one of the best rookie running backs in the class. Mason Graham, overall good season. Mason Graham was never going to go out there and be this immediate, star interior defender. I thought he, was, and he wasn't going to be this huge sack guy either. He wasn't this premier pass rusher. He's just as, a pure run stuffer, kind of the anchor on your interior. Overall, probably not what you were expecting out of a top 5 pick, but I still think the arrow is pointing up for Mason Graham. I thought he had a pretty solid season. I don't really put too much stock into that, but your defense had an overall good season. An overall good season from the defense. I think that what you were able to get out of some of these rookies, Isaiah Bond was looking promising there. Still kind of is looking promising. I don't know if he's the guy moving forward, but a good little weapon to have. Harold Fannin looks like an absolute steal in the 3rd round. I really like Dylan Sampson paired with Quinshon Judkins. Carson Schweschinger on the defense. I know he's on IR, but I was very skeptical of that pick from Andrew Berry. I was like, why are they going linebacker? What the hell are they doing? he could potentially win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's how good he has been this year. I'm completely wrong on that pick. Shout out to Andrew Berry, but I still feel like overall, maybe the best thing to do was clean house across the board with all of these guys. But they're going to let Andrew Berry spearhead the coaching search, and it's going to be interesting to see what comes of this. Is the head coach going to come in and want Shedeur Sanders? You know, as of right now, that's the guy. His play definitely didn't warrant him a second season, in my opinion, and especially considering he was a 5th-round pick. Now, if he was a 1st-round pick, yeah, you got no choice but to ride this thing out with the guy probably, but you don't have a whole lot of ties to him. The head coach doesn't have a whole lot of ties to him. So it's going to be interesting to see which kind of direction they go. Do they go with an offensive mind? Do they go with a bar raiser like a Brian Flores, somebody who's going to come in and, you know, whip the team into shape? It's going to be interesting to see what direction they go, because I think that there's a lot of positives you could build off of with this roster, but you need to have somebody coming in with a game plan of what they're going to do at quarterback. Deshaun Watson's got to go. See ya. I mean, it's too far gone. The situation is Benito over with. Now, I could get behind starting Shedeur Sanders for another year. Don't let Dylan Gabriel get on the field. Let him back him up. But I could get behind Shedeur Sanders going out there one more year in a new offense and a new system, full training camp as a starter with the one, seeing what he can bring to you in year 2, seeing how locked in he can get in the offseason and how much his game can grow. Best case scenario, Shedeur Sanders look good. Worst case scenario, you lose a lot of football games again next year, find yourself in a position to have the opportunity to draft a quarterback with your new head coach. Overall, I don't know. I truly don't know what direction they're going to go in when it comes to their head coaching position. I'm going to have a list of candidates in my top candidates, and maybe even some of my worst candidates that I try to avoid, who are probably going to be getting a lot of head coaching interview opportunities. So check that out. But I don't know which direction Cleveland Browns will go in. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.